How's everybody doing today? This is Venderman with FuturestraderElite. You can call me Vendy for short. Here in a second, we will jump onto the chart. Just a fair warning that we're going to be live streaming today on YouTube and on Facebook. If you are here on Facebook, main chat will be run through YouTube. Have a lot more interaction if you are on the YouTube stream. If you have questions to ask, just so you know, we will be breaking down some levels. I will go ahead and hop into this chart real quick. I'll give it a few minutes for some people to get on and get some things situated here. Hopefully everybody can hear me just fine. All right. Hopefully we gave it enough time for maybe a few people to get on. Like I was saying, we're going to be streaming on Facebook Live as well. If you are on that stream and want to be part of the chat, the main chat's going to be run through the YouTube stream. So you might want to hop on that stream if you want to be seen. I'll try to keep up with the other chat best I can, but that's what we plan on doing. So let's jump in and look at this chart here. As you can see right now, I just got it down on the 1 minute. I'm looking at the MNQ chart at the moment. I pre-recorded the pre-market prep and posted it on YouTube beforehand of breaking down the levels. We may go through some of them levels, but just so everyone knows as well, I'm on the June contract on NinjaTrader and in TradingView. So hopefully my levels match yours. If not, you might want to roll over, or it might be a little bit off. NinjaTrader I rolled, and if you're on TradingView, it will automatically roll over this afternoon, like going into tonight's session. But I went ahead and rolled mine over so it would match NinjaTrader. So I'm going to try to close some things out and make sure I don't have too many tabs open before we begin. If you're already here, throw something in chat. Let me know. Let me know if you can hear me fine. Make sure we're not lagging too bad. And if I had to, I will disconnect from the Facebook Live so that this one runs better. How you doing, Mario? Kim, you talking about the contract on let's see here. On it, well, you don't use NinjaTrader. I'm on NQ. My on NinjaTrader is just NQ June 26. If you're talking about TradingView though, TradingView, you need to go up to your thing and type in NQM 2026. That'll bring up NQ's June contract. I don't know what MNQ is on TradingView because I only watch NQ on there. Good morning, Trader Bruce, Melinda. Got new Trader Mario here. What EMA you use? Thanks for letting me know you could hear me fine, Mario. On my chart right now, I have the 9, the 21, and the purple dotted line is the 9, the green is the 21, and the pink is the 50. Got just about oil. Looks like about a minute and 20 seconds or so left before. Good job, Kim, before the market opens. I don't know about you guys. Hopefully I don't have any interruptions today. We had a crazy last 24 hours of weather here. Yesterday it was like 75, 80 degrees. High winds were disrupting things. Then we was under tornado threats through the night and woke up to it snowing or flurrying this morning in like 32 degrees. So there's stuff down over town. They might shut my internet off, maybe. I don't know. Well, I appreciate that, Mario. I would prefer, instead of you follow my lead exactly, is learn the process that we teach here about structure. I do not think you should follow me 100%. That's not what I'm about. I'm about teaching you what to do. This ain't a signal room or nothing like that, but I do appreciate you being here. Yeah, I know, right, Melinda? It's crazy 24 hours worth of weather. Had to strap everything down. Last night was 80-mile-an-hour winds. We never had a tornado, but we had straight line winds at 80. So, of course, naturally, there's things down everywhere. I appreciate that, Mario. I hope you can learn something here. And just throw the questions in chat. And once you see what we do, you know, market's open. We go deeper into what we do here live in the FTE Precision Trading course, which is on Gumroad. If you ever want to look into that after seeing how we do things. All right, so the market's open. I'm going to be on NQ this morning instead of MNQ. And I do not want you to follow me because everybody's risk management is a little different, and I'm in an eval right now. And so I'm willing to put up a little more risk. So we are, look, you see this overhead 4-hour box up here is at 967 to 977. ATR is about 23. If they tag this imbalance zone right here, this is a little bit of imbalance in the chart, is my first entry zone that I want to take. We got a lot of imbalance down to the downside. I'm located in, I don't know what you would want to call it. The mid-south, maybe? I don't know. Of the U.S., mid-south of the U.S. Tornado Alley. The Bible Belt. I don't know, they call it all kinds of things. If you ever heard of land between the lakes, close to that, that kind of helps bust up them storms when they roll across. Sometimes a lot of things miss us. Sometimes they come right at us. Ooh, I was really hoping to get that push down right there into this little bit of imbalance in this chart. Hey, what's going on, Merlin? Glad to have you here. Glad to see you. I know who you are. I was talking to you over the weekend. A little bit, anyway. So currently, Room Beats, what's going on, Room Beats? The 1 minute and 2 minute, the oscillator, the kill zone. I try to flip back and forth my cursor because I know sometimes with my grid it's hard. If you ain't following the center of my grid, you won't be able to tell. But the oscillator's down here. The one on TradingView, though, this is what I hate about executing on NinjaTrader versus watching TradingView at the same time. Is my indicators on TradingView, the 1 minute's already up here over bot, and almost the 2 minutes up there. But TradingView front runs NinjaTrader by like a minute, I think, or something like that. It's kind of crazy. So not liking what I'm seeing here though, because my chart on NinjaTrader really ain't looking like it's matching close enough like it usually does with TradingView. If some, oh gosh, it's that's because it's not. Same thing that happened last Friday. What are you guys seeing price at? I'm showing 884. Yeah, I rolled all my contracts over on TradingView and NinjaTrader. I'm on the June contract. I did all that this morning. But my NinjaTrader and my TradingView ain't even matching. That happened last Friday. I'm going to, this is how I got red last week, right off the bat. I'm going to close NinjaTrader out. No, I'm not. Let me get rid of this. Or something crazy happens. Yeah, they're not even matching. And why I do that, I'll bring TradingView over here so that we got some charts pulled up on the screen. Well, I try to get logged back into NinjaTrader. Sorry about that, guys. That same thing happened last Friday morning. But you can see down here the kill zone indicator on the 1 minute, 2 minute, 5 minute. These are getting exhausted on the 1 and 2. We got some expansion room on the 5. You know, so could see a pullback, maybe a small one, to cool these two off, and then get more in line with this 5 minute so they can push higher. If you just getting on and didn't hear me earlier, we're live streaming to Facebook as well today. So hopefully if you are here from Facebook, live interaction and chat is going to be through YouTube. So if you want to be able to interact live, plus Facebook is lags a little bit more than YouTube. I checked it over the weekend. I think over the weekend it was like 8 or 10 seconds behind. So if you want to be interactive with the rest of the chat, you probably want to join the stream on YouTube. Merlin's here, Room Beats, contract. Does everybody got their contracts rolled over? If you're messing with TradingView and you're set on that automatic thing, they won't roll over until tonight. Man, that is not where I want that. We're getting there, guys. We're getting there. Maybe this will match up better now. I took entry last Friday and didn't realize my charts wasn't matching up, and as soon as I got in I was like almost 200 in the red, copy trading, 2 accounts. Had to close them out, figure out what was going on. All right, now I match what's on my trading view now. That's more like it. That's how we deal with technical difficulties on the fly when we're live. Appreciate you being patient. Like I said, I will be trading. I'm going to be in MNQ this morning for now. We got, let's see what we got here. We got this little bit of imbalance down here. Got some decent size imbalance down here in this green box, 745 to 767. Our golden pivot is way down here at 702. There's a 4-hour zone down there. I don't know if anybody watches the pre-market preps that I put out pre-recorded in the morning, but there's some line in the sand stuff going on to the downside that would be horrible if we get down there and break it. To the downside anyway. I'll see if I can find us some up more imbalance here on the chart. Not really nothing yet. Give it about 5 more minutes. We'll throw in the orb on the 15-minute candle. Hey, what's going on, Hustle Lane? I think I recognize that picture. You from Humble Trader? This opening candle here with these wicks on it kind of makes me think that if we they keep pushing this down here, I'm not too sure I'll play out of this box like I originally was going to do. Because if they snap this low right here on this wick, they might decide they want to push it down further. Let's get the data box out. Let's look at this. This is a prior open down here at 778, this blue dash line here. Where's all them other lines at? The prior high is, that prior high would be something to eyeball up here. 25,016, it's sitting right above that 4-hour zone. Definitely be watching that too if it gets up there. Maybe for a first reaction short. Depends on where the kill zone indicator is at the moment. Excuse me. All right. How many other new faces do we have in Discord today? I had a bunch of people reaching out over the weekend. I was trying to get them led to the right place here, over here. I know I've seen a couple in there today already. Has anybody been crazy enough to take any trades yet today? Or is everybody just kind of holding, waiting? Let it smooth out a little bit. Unusually, the ATR is only at 15. You got to think for a second. That's kind of surprising considering at the open it's usually at least 25 or above every morning lately. whatever you do, don't just click the button just feeling like you need to be in a trade. Put your trade plan together and let the trade come to you. Merlin, no, I don't look for a certain number on the ATR as much as I just want to be aware of what it's at, because that can adjust my mind frame on the way I'm going to trade, how much risk I'm willing to risk, sizing and everything else like that. You know, if, say that normally you're going to trade 5 MNQ and ATRs at 50 or 60, you might want to think about just trading 1 or 2 for the time being. Or, you know, if it's 15, if the ATR is 15 or below, kind of suited for whatever you probably want to trade. If you trade like minis, say you was going to trade 2 or 3 and the ATR was going to be around 50, you probably just want to definitely do 1. Which is one is all it takes anyway, but I'm gonna be trading NQs more, and I'll probably be trading more than 1. I can guarantee you that. But it's an eval. If it's eval that you can pass in 1 day, then the way I treat them is I try to pass them in 1 day most of the time. If the market's right. If the market's kind of nasty, then it's whatever. Then if it's an eval where you have to have some kind of consistency, 40, 50%, or a certain amount of days, then you might as well dial it back for sure a little bit. You know, and then if you hit a really good, say you get a $600 day and then a $300 day and then a minus 500 and then a plus 1,500, you know, it's all about whether or not you can find a trade and let one ride and it become more than a base hit. But at the end of the day, what our real goal is to learn consistency on the base hit side of things, because if you're shooting for home runs every day, you're pretty much gambling more than likely, is the way I look at it. And for me, a home run is when a payout from a firm goes into my bank account, not when I make a trade that's $5,000. The excitement, and there's no excitement in that for me. The excitement is the money hitting the account. So it's just safer to play base hits, rotate your accounts, or I do a little bit of copy trading again. So look at this. We get this, come down, test this 50 EMA, and look at this bounce. Wow. Nice bounce. Nice bounce. Wasn't part of my trade plan, so I'm not doing it. Now, they could find some legs right here and bust through this structure and push to this 4-hour box. I might have to take one on this break here. Maybe. See, it wicked up there, tested it. What are they doing now? I can't do it. It's too exhausted. I'd rather wait for it to get really exhausted up here and go for the short. I'm naturally a bear anyway. I don't even know where my trend lines are at. I can't even see them. I know that I put them on here this morning. Must be way up there. Oh yeah, it is. High time frame trend line is way up there in 200s. And the bottom one is way down, because it's on like I think mine's on the yearly, this one right here. We do not, if we get back around this trend line has got to hold. Otherwise, we're in trouble. Oh, let me switch over 15-minute and put in an order box. That's probably why it's trying to go up. It's going to break out of the range, probably. This 15-minute here. Yep, trying to break out of it. All right, so get back over to the 1 minute. Mine's moving a little slower because I got so many days to load on my chart. I bumped it up to like a year or better because of how low we've been in NQ. I needed to be able to look further back. So we break out, kind of tested back in. Of course, I missed it. Could have took this retest right here on this red candle. It's okay, because they might not push this very much higher. They might get up to this 4-hour zone, but here lately on these 15-minute orbs in the morning, it seems like they sweep out of the top and they've been taking them back down. So we'll see. Swept out the top. Look at his drive down. It's crazy. Hopefully. I want to see him push this all the way down in the bottom of this orb. The fact that they put in this big green candle, swept out of the top, and then ate all these candles up with this red candle here, we should get a pretty decent push to the downside. Should. That don't mean it'll happen. I'm going to try and give it some room to breathe. You don't want to get stopped out too quick. I'm bad about that. You know, I'm thinking they ought to come back down here and test. I'm hoping they'll come back down here and test the bottom of this box. At least test it, and then I'll decide there. But if they can drop this down to about the 50 EMA, I'll throw in a stop to protect myself. Come on, let's go. Anybody in anything yet? I might be crazy try to take this short, but it seems like they was wanting to take it down. It is Monday though. Those are the days when it looks like something else, and then they'll just keep grinding it to the upside. But we shall see. You took it with me, Mario. All right, let's go. I hope you have a trade plan together put around it. As far as stopping out, or Mario, what are you trading? Are you trading NQ or MNQ, the micro or the mini? No, I got you. So you trading NQ? No, MNQ. Most of the time, I'd already been out of this trade because I'd have put my stop in as soon as I went green, and it'd have done stopped me out. Trying to give it more room to breathe because I initially looked for a better reaction than this. You know, it should already been down here to the 50 EMA for me, so I won't hold this much longer if it don't start getting going the way I need it to go, then I will just close out the trade. I'll put my stop in here. Move it down about right. No, I don't want to get stopped out that quick. Either way, I'm going to leave it right there, because if I stop out, I'm in the green. You know, I want to see them take this low out right here to the left. If they take that low out, they'll get down here to the R1 pivot more than likely. So snag the base hit out of that. That's fine. Green is green. And it's not about hitting home runs. It's about consistency. So, you know, this is kind of ugly. And this could be, you know, higher low, staying above the 50 EMA, higher high. So are they starting to build us into a flag situation where they're going to grind this up? This is kind of looks like in wild swings last week, 862 to 930, back down into the 880, up to 940. It's like them swings yesterday. They're not quite as big, but those are big enough swings, and they did that last week, like 2 or 3 days. The only difference here is this one so far is gradually getting, this is a little steeper incline. Last week it was more of just a channel, and it was up and down, and not a channel going up. It was just a channel side to side, horizontally. Did you get out of that trade, Mario? Did you lock in some green with that, or are you still in it? If I was in MNQ, I'd probably still be in it myself. Hey, what's going on, Jake? Jake, you probably got some good weather last night. More than likely, did you not? Yep, I was talking about that earlier, right before the market opened. We started out warm yesterday, 75, 80 degrees. High winds, went into tornado threats around 10 o'clock last night, and then this morning there was flurrying outside and 32 degrees. Wild weather. Nice job, Mario. Took 5 contracts, locked you in some green. There we are, we hit our 50. If they can take out this low to the left here, we'll be thinking, you know, we'll see. They might protect it at the 50. That's what they did here. So if they want it to go higher, they may even sweep it a little more. Maybe come down to about the 890 area possibly, if they want to save it. I still feel like the ATR is awfully low today for it to be this early at the open. That's okay though. It's better than having whiplash, I guess. Wow. Gonna push it right. They're gonna push it and put in another high. Make me want to do some scalping in here. All right. Kim got it long, off around the 50 down there. He did. That was a sweet trade. Jake says he's in at 24,640. I believe you probably are. You swing trading or something? Or no, you get up, bro. You probably got it. You probably got it around midnight or 2 o'clock. Yep. We've been on a heck of a drive up, ain't we? Let's have a look at that. 24,460. Is that what he said? Or 640, I'm sorry. I'm dyslexic. Golly, man. You're probably up $1 million by now. Wow. Back here in this little cluster. Beautiful. Beautiful. That's a beautiful entry right here. In this 4-hour zone. What a drive that was. Oh, what are they doing? Putting in another high. Typical. What they're forming here is a head and shoulder on a 1 minute. Wait for them to bring this other shoulder down, crack that neckline, and take out that low, and shoot down the bottom of this box. I see oil's come down some again, thankfully. It was pushing $100 earlier, I think, this morning. Back down to 93. You know, if they can come down, if they can push this back down and crack this neckline on this head and shoulders and close below 892 or so, that'll close below the 50 and this previous higher low right here. That would be nice down in this area for a push down. Just one of many things forming up on the chart right now. I really wish that this candle here would close below that neckline there, but I may take this. They're either going to bounce it or take it down further. We'll see. Bounce, baby. No, don't bounce. Come on now. Don't you say that. Nice. Kim passed a Lucid Pro eval. Nice job, Kim. Let this ride for a minute. You didn't miss nothing, Mario. Didn't miss one thing. Looks like they are going to try to drive it up. It's exhausted though. I don't know if I can hang on that long. Yep, trying to counter trend trade. Gonna get myself tore up. Ain't no doubt, Jake. Ain't no doubt. But maybe they'll pop down and at least tag my 2. Leave me with 1. That'll move my average up pretty good. There we go. Move this just about break even here. I want to see this come down here and break this 50 EMA. I might not get it, but that's what my plan is. If not, they'll stop me out. I'll still be in the green a little bit. Maybe. To wait and see when it settles if it does. Come on. Give us a death candle. Move this down a little, protect a little bit more of the green going on here. See if we can get a harder push to the downside. It's got plenty of room to expand to the downside, so I wish it would just drop. Let everything cool off a little bit, although the 1 minute's around the 50-yard line on the kill zone, so it could still bounce. You know, they need to come down here and bust right here. And then they need to, maybe if they could bust that, they'll find momentum to come down here and tag that, bust through that. And it's all structure, based on structure, you know. One of the cracks is going to find momentum to the downside, and it's going to move a lot faster. Typically going to be the second line more than likely. Everything has a rhyme and reason though. First we're going to have to get below that 50 EMA. Otherwise we're going to be risk territory for another bounce, just like it's doing here, trying to grind up. I'm going to move my stop down to here. That way I can lock in as much as I can. And then I can look for another trade or rotate to another account. Yeah. I'll keep trading this one for now, I reckon. Bouncing off that 50 EMA. It's crazy. Excuse me. Just a tad bit choppy like with the slow grind to the upside. And ATR still just around 15 on a 1 minute. Well, that also could be because a lot of people might still be trading the March contract. So it might be why the ATR is so low on our side. You got plus 375, Jake? Nice. Wow. We are streaming on Facebook. Is there anybody that moved over from Facebook to the YouTube stream? Melinda, I seen you posted something overnight. You did some trading. Did good. You're gonna have to scale back on all too many trades. It's all about the patience, sitting on them hands, waiting for the right opportunity. Jake says he's out. Oh yeah, I bet that'd have been a great trade, overnight trade. Getting up into this 4-hour zone, I think I want to go short up here. It's a little early for me. I should have never even just jumped in that like that, but I did. See if we can get some kind of first reaction out of this 4-hour zone, or are they going to try to push it higher? Typically, I'd wait for the exhaustion in the the first red candle on the 1 minute, and I didn't, so I should have never took that trade. I'm going to hold it for now. Try to manage it if it goes against me. Yeah, Melinda, that can happen. I get bad fills all the time because I use buy market and sell market instead of the ask and bid buttons, but it is what it is. It's not like it happens every single day to me, but it happens enough considering how many trades I do take throughout the week. But most of the time they're not real far off. Sometimes they can be, and when it is, it's usually because of low volume, low liquidity, times a day or something. I'm gonna put this stop up here to protect myself. All right, nice. First reaction short out of the 4-hour zone. Nice. Come on, put that death candle in. I like to hear it, Jake. I was talking to my son this morning about that laptop, the one you sent me. Come on, let's go. Drop down here to the 50 EMA. Don't stop me out. Oh, come on. I'm not giving it that much room to breathe. I'm not moving my stop. Oh, okay. That was a nice hit there out of the first reaction 4-hour zone. See, I got in on this green candle here, which I shouldn't have done in the first place, but then I figured I'd wait. We got the first red candle on the 1 minute with the exhaustion on the kill zone right here. Look, we're sitting at the 80 level right there when that red candle closed, and then got that candle put in. Nice. Maybe one of these days I'll get me one. I need to. I like NinjaTrader. I'm not gonna switch to anything else. At least I don't have any intentions on switching, because it don't matter what you go to. Everything has some sort of kinks or quirks. I've traded off enough different platforms that they all come with their own nuances. But then you hear people complain bad about one and then move to something else and give them 3 months and they're complaining about that one too. So just about working through the quirks that they have and dealing with it. I know there sure is plenty of platforms out there to trade off of. At least it seems like there is. Yeah, the quirks can be very costly. But at the same time, chasing platforms is about like chasing trades on chart. I mean, it's like hopping around. That's why I was saying I've traded from probably at least 4 or 5, and they've all had some kind of quirks that come with them. But even with the quirks included, I still like NinjaTrader the best as far as execution and the things I can do with it. But that's another thing about hopping. It's strategy hopping. That's one of the number one killers to a lot of traders. It ain't that so much sometimes about their trades that they're taking as much as it is trying too many different strategies at one time. You got to take one, you got to work it, and if it's not working, you keep tweaking it or recording what your trades are until you work through the process, because somebody could be losing. 10 people could be losing using the same strategy, or no, I'll say 10 are using a strategy, 5 are losing, 5 are winning. The 5 that are losing are going to blame the strategy. Well, you can't do that if 5 people are winning. So, good morning, Swain. Yeah, Jake, that's a good deal. I forgot to look into it over the weekend. Between doing things around the house and things on the FTE side online and stuff, I was busy. Melinda, what platform you thinking about trying to go to try something new? I'm assuming you're probably trading from NinjaTrader right now then. Everybody green today? Is anybody in a trade right now? I hope not. I don't know why you would be in the middle of all this, but what you need to be looking for is the top or bottom of this channel, not anything in the middle. The only thing we might see here is if they can't break this 4-hour zone, TradingView. Yeah, I'd get off that real quick. I've traded off TradingView. Ain't no way. Not for execution and everything else you can do. TradingView is mainly just a charting platform. It's like the #1 spot for that. I love TradingView for charting. But now they got some platforms out there, I guess, that are partnered with TradingView or something, some kind of way, and their platforms are kind of like using TradingView charts or something from what I've read. I'm not, but I ain't trying to do all that. When you switch around, then it's like you got to learn a whole new thing. When I first got NinjaTrader, I wasn't liking it at first, but I never used it. Didn't really know much about it. Took me a little while to figure everything out. Once I did that, it definitely got easier, and I liked it a lot more. See, we got back in our 4-hour zone. This is what I was talking about. They might get up here and not be able to break this zone, and so we might stop seeing this higher high. Here we got somewhat of a double top here on the 1 minute, so they might have found their match up here. Yeah, I would probably try to, give something else a try. If that's the case. I mean, there's a lot of them out there, a lot of platforms. And it don't really matter where you're trading from. What a morning. Up here trying to test that 4-hour zone. Are they going to be able to get through it? Remember, it's prior high up here, this green line. So if they can get this push out of here, I'll be looking for short play opportunity up here against this line, top of this box. It's a nasty looking chart already this early in the morning with them swings like that. You got to trade safe. Put a plan together before you take entry. Seems like they might find some exhaustion in the momentum indicators up here in this 4-hour zone for a better drop out of here from what it's looking like. Possibly. We'll see. And if they do, you'd be happy with break even in one of them accounts now. I've been there. Some days are like that. You can even have, you can have a great trade plan put together and, end up in the red. And just because you end up in the red, don't make it a losing trade. If you put a trade plan together and it stops you out or or you're in the red and followed your trade plan, then it's still a win. It's a loss when you don't follow your trade plan and double the loss, triple the loss, lose the account, you know. Anytime you have a trade plan and execute it to the T, whether you win or lose that trade, it's still a winning trade in my eyes. The market will be the fastest thing to humble you. Trader Bruce says that Trump's having a press conference at noon. Sounds like a good time to quit streaming. Be 11 o'clock here, so no, might be a good opportunity there. We'll see. As if the chart wasn't already messy enough. Well, you're doing the right thing, Melinda, because all traders are stubborn, and it's working through the psychological side of it and the emotional side that's going to keep you in the game the longest. And the fact that you're doing it over them sim accounts and can get all those intact before you take the next step is going to be a huge plus for you. I really want to be short in this right now, but that might be a little early. You know, I might think maybe if we break below the 50 EMA on the 1 minute, I'll start thinking about maybe taking a short play. The thing is we are about 100 points away from the 50 EMA on the 5 minute chart. So what I'm thinking is we get exhausted, get us a push down. You know, we could be thinking about right now, we could be thinking about these lines right down here on the chart that we put on these blue lines. Probably this bottom one, maybe a little steeper than that. If this gets exhausted and starts moving. Of course, the higher this moves, the further away we'll be, or the 50 EMA will be higher on the 5 minute chart. So we'd have to fall here in what this looks like some exhaustion coming out of this 4 hour zone. It could really get pushed down to around the 865, 875 area and then get a bounce off of the 50 EMA on the 5 minute. So well, we're living in a world, Melinda, the trading world's a different kind of beast for some people in the first place. And I would not pay attention. I'm glad you don't. Yeah, don't pay no attention to that. I catch flack from people all the time about something with trading, whether it be online or, you know, comments here, comments there. Can't pay no attention to that. I don't even understand why people are like that. You're really just trading against yourself. You know, ain't nobody out here in competition with the next person. It's you and the market, not you and everybody else. Jake said it best. I wasn't really going to say, I wasn't going to say it out loud, but he said they ain't smart enough to do it themselves. Well, he's 100% right. I kind of wanted to say it, but then again, I didn't want to say it. People that do that to other people is just a reflection of themselves. in some kind of manner. It really has nothing to do with you or what you're doing. And if they keep being persistent about it, tell them FAFO. That's something Jake would say. Oh yeah, FAFO. Come on. All right, we're going to break his 50. Maybe for a short play. We was just talking about the downside move that we could find possibly here because of the exhaustion. I might be a little early here. Hopefully it don't bounce off the 50. I think they want to push this on down to one of these lines down here, hopefully. Uh-oh. You gonna send me a pic, Jake? Must be pretty good. What I'm looking for is at least 880 maybe to the downside. So this line down here maybe. See if we can give it enough time to breathe here. Of course, I'm gonna have to put a stop up here. I don't want to get stopped out. I'll wait and give it some time to breathe. But 880, I said 865 to 875. Let me see here. I'm gonna say 865 maybe, because we could get down here and sweep the 50 EMA, but I need to lock some of this in. I can't lose all that. Nice push down. Break of the 50. It was looking exhausted. It was about being patient and waiting for the move to really set up and not get chopped out of something up here while it was trying to roll over. And that's why I have these kill zone indicators in the way that I build them. We got the sell signal on the 1 minute. We'll probably get it on the 2 minute if this keeps going down. Come on, don't stop me out. You know what? I'm going to let it breathe. I'll move my stop back up here. Because it's exhausted on the 1 minute, which means we could get a bounce. Hopefully we don't get a bounce all the way back up there to stop me out. I'd really like to see the push down to the 50 EMA on the 5 minute. And that looks about like, well, man, they could tag 895. Did they already do that? No. And they could tag this line up here and bounce. Nah, I got to protect this. Yeah. They might bounce this. All right, so we locked in a decent little chunk there on base hit. Anybody catch that short right there? I need to rotate out of some counts here. Oh, somebody caught it there. Oh, Natalie's here. She's being silent in the background. How you doing today, Natalie? Glad you caught it. Love it. It's nice. Caught it at the 50 and caught the bounce scalp. Nice. Nice, Melinda. So really, I would expect them to bounce that a little higher than that, to come back up here and tag us in balance on the 1 minute. But I don't know. She's at work. She's already there today. Left early this morning. She probably come home for lunch. Mario's still in. Mario, did you get short at the 50? Or did you get short up here before the 50? There's nothing wrong with being early. Like we could have took this short on the red candle here, you know, with the indicator or something. as long as you have a trade plan, you know, maybe get in here and put your stop just on the other side of the 4-hour zone or this wick and caught the bigger move. But since I'm trading NQ, if I was trading MNQ, I might have did that up here. But with NQ, I wanted to wait for a better scenario. Here we go, pushing down to the area we was talking about in the first place. See, I should have left my stop up there close to break even and I could have caught more of this move. But the problem with that is that's not really good risk management in my opinion, because things can move so fast. Had I moved it back up to break even, we could have got a crazy candle, crazy wick, stopped me out break even, and still made this move. So you want to move at stop in and at least catch some of your gains, capitalize on that, instead of waiting around, because you can always take another trade if you can get one to set up. Come down here and tag this line that we said we thought would come to. I was thinking it might try to come to 865. You know, about 865 right now would tag the 50 EMA on the 5-minute chart. And I think that that's where I might try to take a long, maybe off its pivot right here, because I think they'll bounce it. Top wicking candles giving me confidence. Yeah, yeah, if you're talking about this one to the left here, plus it's getting us close to the 50. I mean, we could retest that area up there for another leg down if that's what you're saying, if you're shorting it. But I mean, we walked straight through that, all based off structure, breaking the 50, tagging these lines down here. It still didn't sweep the 50 though. Yeah, this exhaustion's a sweet trade right here, coming down through here. Now we got some imbalance back up on the 5-minute chart. All the way up to 931. So say the imbalance is up to about this area here. So it needs to, where it's sitting out, it needs to come back and fill this box here. Mario said he got out on the bottom. Looks like he might have took 880 down here, one of the original lines. That's great, Mario, if you caught that. Hopefully you caught that with confidence, you know. No emotions involved. It's people's emotions that start stepping in that starts messing things up a lot of times. So that was an excellent trade. So now that we tag these levels here, I'm going to remove these lines off the chart. I still kind of wanted to play this bounce down here. See, they could sweep the 50 EMA on the 5-minute chart. The 50 EMA is around 868 or so. So down here, if they sweep that 50 EMA, they may tag us R1 pivot, kind of like a magnet. So I'm going to put up some risk right there for now, in case they drop us down. You know, they could put in another lower low here. They barely wick past this low over here. But if they want to protect this low, sweep, tag this R1 for a leg up. Everything's exhausted other than the 5-minute indicator. The 5-minute kill zone has room to the downside. Excuse me. Fake breakout move. Jake says fake breakout move. Oh, Lord. Jake, that's hilarious. Frunk around. I love it. That's hilarious. Not shut my wife. Funny. Uh-oh, I need to pay attention to chart. Come on. Let's get that bounce. We need to get up here at least to 884, 885. There's some imbalance there. Excuse me. Man, don't need them to come back here and take his low out. Might be in for something else if that happens. Need to get some momentum push here out of the zone. I'm going to throw this break even. Because we ain't getting a hard enough push here. So, you know, this ought to be up to here already. So, not quite the reaction I was looking for out of that area. I'll wait and see if we get if we can build a little bit of structure here on the 1 minute. That'll determine. Otherwise, we still have this imbalance we put on early this morning down here. And there's a little room in the 5 minute to push this further down, but they might be setting up here to try to push this leg up right here. They did do a sweep of the 50 with this move. So I'm going to go here for this break of structure on the 1 minute. See if they can get their legs under them and push this higher. You know, I'd like to see them suck it back up here to this imbalance up here. Not looking too good with the way they push that down, of course. Got to remember, though, anytime they take some kind of inversion long or anything like that, they could set this up down here and start chopping this around a little bit. And then that's what inversion long will set up and look like, is the fact that everything is screaming bearish loud and clear, and I'll just rip it. That's kind of what I'm going to have here. Otherwise, I'll be stopping out in the red. Come on, put in that big green candle. They need to put in a big green candle. Close this thing. You know, they need to try to take out as much of this red candle here as they can. Not going to happen though. It's about to close again down here. Now, there's definitely some downward pressure going on. And just because we're oversold don't mean that we can't hang out down here in this territory for a while. So hopefully that ain't the case and they can find some legs here. It's like they're letting the 5 minute bleed off with this right here is what it kind of looks like. Because there was room for the 5 minute to end up down here somewhere. But with all this chop right here, they've allowed it to come quite a ways down to the oversold area. You know, maybe get, they could double bottom this over here, like right in this area. On the bottom of this orb box. Come on. Push it up here. One good low push. That's all we need. I have to protect this trade so that I don't blow a eval or something. And I can re-enter because they might try to snap down here and tag this and make a double bottom down here. Minus 585. At this point, I just want out of the trade. I don't like none of this that it's doing, but it seems like they don't push it any lower. It seems like they might find one of them green candles up in here somewhere. Just snaps. You know, they got this little chop mess going on right here. In one of these. Nice. Let's go. Nice. That's what I'm talking about. That was the candle I was looking for a pop-up. Now they're going to have to break his structure to the left. If they can take him wicks out. Come on. Look at a 15-minute chart. I'll look at it on Trading View. Mm, 15-minute chart. Ugly. Golly. Well, let's go. Push it to the imbalance up there. No, he's supposed to be way down there. Uh-oh. We're going to find some legs here. Is it going to run? Come on. You can do it. Need a big candle to close up around 888. Let's go. Come on. What I'm talking about. Keep pushing. Keep pushing. Needs to break and close above 488. Preferably in this candle, which there's only like 10 seconds left, so I don't know if it's going to happen, but we'd have to have a big push. Maybe if not, maybe on the second candle we'll open up here and do it real fast, maybe. All right, let's go. Come on. You could be thinking, you know, maybe we get the push here. Maybe they come back and tag me out. That's fine, but at least we lock something in. But you think they're going to push this up to the 50? Possibly even higher. Or maybe it just sweep and they try to reject. Maybe they're going to start driving the market down the rest of the day. I don't know. Lower highs, lower lows, and all that mess. Nice trade. Nice trade. Thanks, Jake. Yep. Are they going to try to double bottom this? Because that looks like what they might try to do instead of taking it down. But if they break out of the bottom, if they break out of the bottom of the orb, we got some imbalance there, but then we got this big old imbalance box down here. Maybe they want to come revisit that. And then what's this blue line down here? Prior open. Down here is dash line. Well, I guess we can clean this chart up a little bit. Take that off, take that off. We was talking about it was looking exhausted up here with this drive and just waiting. You could tell I was testing in this 4-hour zone. I just wasn't able to get it done. And then look at that drop. Nice drop. Over 100 points. We can clean this chop zone up here, I guess. This box. Well, maybe we should leave it here. Popped out of the box. Swept the box here. You know, wait and see, are they going to try to keep it inside the zone to the side before they give us a definitive answer what they want to do here, which way we want to go. Yeah, I'm with you on that, Jake. 880 hold and pop. Yeah, I could get behind that. You know, that would be my next thing. If we can get up here and do that and start breaking mini structure on the 1 minute, I'd definitely be thinking, hey, we might need a long here. We got plenty of room on the momentum indicator to the upside. We'll just see how long they want to hold it down here on the oversold zone and chop around like this, you know? How's everybody else out there doing? Oh, I must miss something. Natalie said me. I'm one of those that Jake speaks of, not smart enough to do it. Oh, whatever, Natalie. Yeah, I didn't even see that till just now. Come on, Natalie, you know better than that. We know you're not one of those. Unless you was the one messing with Melinda about being in a sim account. Sim accounts are great for practice for sure. At one point, I had, for every size prop account I had, 25, 50, 100, and 150. I would set up a sim account, and you can go in NinjaTrader and set all the settings so it acts like a actual prop firm account with the fees and all that. And every day that I would start, I would trade in those accounts and would not take a trade in an eval unless I hit my target inside that sim account. And if I would hit my targets in them, whatever size it was, after I did that, I would move into the same size eval. Some days it was hard to do that though, because you'd be in the sim account and be able to hit it because the market was, you know, everything was good. And then by the time you was done doing that for the sim account, you couldn't find the exact same setups in the, for your eval. So some days it would be good. Some days it would be like, well, I can't get the same trade. So, but it's a way to work through the whole process. Something I did for quite some time at first. Yeah. Yeah, what Jake said. You're trying. It's 100% different. Most of them people that would act like that or say whatever they said to Melinda, they ain't trying, or they tried and they just can't wrap their mind around it. Yeah, it's crazy. One of your sim is got a live trade in it. Well, you can see what account it is in the control center, can't you? Oh, well, you're not on NinjaTrader. You know, I sit back and I think about some days about my whole stepping stones to where I am now. And, you know, sometimes I look back and think to myself, well, I wish I would have just started in futures in the first place. Here we go with the A to 80 area. and think I wish to myself, man, I wish I started futures, but it's really everything else prior to this. It probably wouldn't have been the same, you know. Like did all the stock trading and wild west of the penny stocks, and then did options and all that. I think everything was had its part. So even if I had started in futures in the first place, it probably would have taken just the same amount of time, maybe. I don't know. Yeah, it does. It was a bear trap. That's what it looks like. Man, I had some good ones on stock on the Wild West, but man, you talk about fast and in and out. Futures a lot more laid back. It went down. Well, I don't use VWAP or VWAP or however it's called. I know what you're talking about, but it did put a double bottom in there. Kind of like we was talking about. It might do at the bottom of that orb. Used to use VWAP on the old stock charts though. Now getting that push back to that 50 EMA right there and see what it wants to do up here. You know, does it want to reject or do they want to keep driving forward? Plenty of room to the upside if they want to expand, but well, I mean, I think futures is compared to trading penny stocks and trading options. I still think trading futures is a lot like trading options without the time decay. I think that's why I like it so much. But I think that that's also a tough thing is trying to trade too many different things. You know, I don't want to trade futures and at the same time be watching a chart trading stocks, and I don't want to be watching option plays. It's kind of like you got to choose a strategy and roll with it. Futures is my strategy out of the what I can do, you know. I think if you're going to trade stocks, penny stocks, or, you know, if you're going to day trade, you need to day trade penny stocks. You know, if you're going to, and maybe add in options. We was doing options and stocks at the same time, but I think you should just stick to one thing. But the only thing that I see different about moving into futures is that what I didn't know back when I got into trading is, you know, people that are new to trading, if they don't have a lot of capital, they can go out here and start learn to trade futures and get with a prop firm. If they don't have the capital to get into, you know, starting big account trading account or anything, it's a good way for them to get in and start learning. Plus, a long time ago, you didn't have paper accounts and sim accounts to learn from. You know, you learned from your losses, and that's why that market will humble you. I know when I started trading, there wasn't any sim accounts or well, I wouldn't know about prop firms, but there wasn't any paper trading accounts when I first started on the stocks and all that. We're gonna get that break off of that above that 50 EMA, or do I need to go short right here on this first red candle on the 1 minute under? Can't break the 50. I think there's a short position play right here, maybe for some kind of pullback. Guess I'll take his chop zone out of here. We don't need that no more. Well, I don't know if I want to take it off that candle. I'm going to hold off. Always learning something new. It seems like every day, it's like anything else. Every single day you can learn something new. Or you notice something you've never noticed on a chart that you should have noticed a long time ago. And then it just, one day something clicks, and it's every day learning something different. Jake, are you long in all this? You are. You the man. Good job. Maybe I should quit rambling and start trading more. Maybe they come down and retest the 50 here for a push higher. I don't know. The 1 and 2 minutes exhausted pretty good. You got room on the 5-minute expansion, though, to get back up to that 4-hour box, it looks like. It's hard for me to take a long. Even if they retest the 50, it's hard for me to take a long when this kill zone indicator's up here. Better off to look for the long when the kill zone's down here in this oversold area, or these kill zone boxes inside this indicator. All right, I'm sorry, these are Pez boxes inside the kill zone indicator. Nasty looking chart. Hope everybody's stacking some green trades. We've had a pretty good start to the day. Hopefully we can keep it rolling the same way. Let's see if they want to They want to take this up for another leg up here. And Jake said bounce. They could and keep it up here in overbought territory. Or is this going to be the start of us lower lows and lower highs? They need to keep it above that blue line there. If they don't, I might have to think about taking this short. Anything below 870. 11 there. He said 11:30 Eastern. Oh man, it's on about 30 minutes. Watch out. Thanks, Melinda. I'm gonna try this. Hopefully they want to take this on down here somewhere. I'd like to see them come and break out of the bottom of this orb is what I want to see. You know, is that what I get? Maybe not, but they might come down here and like they just did and tag that pivot. I think they're gonna bounce this. What I'm looking for, that blue line there, is around the 50 EMA on the 5-minute chart. Got in that way too early. I should have just waited for confirmation, which I did not do. That's why you should not follow everything I'm doing. You know, I'm kind of thinking if they can break below out of this orb, I would expect them to be targeting this 815 to 822 area. But they would have to break below here, take its low out to the left, 832 area. But originally I would be thinking maybe down around 790, down in that area. Jake, what way is the market going to go when Trump talks today? All right, Natalie, have a good day. Appreciate you being here. He says it's going to go up 200 points. I hope not. Not if I'm short anyway. You know, they need to break through these right here and target that. And then if they can do that, and then take this out over here, I would think that they would be targeting that box down there. But who knows? I shouldn't even be sitting in this trade right now. I got in, should have never pulled the trigger. Should have waited Didn't even close below that line that I put there yet, and I jumped in it, thinking I saw momentum. It looked like there was momentum coming into this trade. Thought they was just going to pierce through that R1 pivot or whatever that is right there. Excuse me. Not looking too good on the short here. It's looking pretty rough. Pretty rough. Come on, reject right there. Let me out of this thing. Come on, push. Thank you. Nice. Come on down there and break this like I said. Come on. Let's go. Let's go. Leave one up there. Hey, thanks for being here, Merlin. Great job today. Glad you're green. Hope to see you on the next one. Come on. Let's get this break to the downside. Death candle. Come on. You know you want to push it down. Thanks for them kind words too, Merlin. It's all about the community. Hopefully we can keep growing it. Well, looks like they stopped me out on one of them. I'm gonna pull this tight. I should have locked all them gains in and rotated out. Come on, push it to the downside. Man, I was like, they ever gonna tag that out? Well, we managed it. We managed it in real time. Was able to get back into the green. So I think I'm gonna sit out for a minute because that was a trade that I took by breaking a rule, and then I had to manage it, and luckily was able to get in the green and not have to take a loss. So now I need to sit back and watch and see how this wants to play out since I broke a rule and got in that trade too fast. Take these arrows off the chart. Just remember, if we take that out, we're going to aim for that. And if we break that, we're going to aim more to the downside. Although, like Jake said, Trump's talking here in about 15 minutes, just over 15 minutes. So we'll see. We will see. I'm going to mute myself real quick, guys, and I'll be right back. Well, it looks like I missed, what, a pop and a drop there, maybe? Pop and a drop. I'm going to switch over to MNQ. Have to roll through some of these other time frames and have a look here. I don't know. I don't think I marked this chart up this morning. Yes, I did a little bit. Put us a 15-minute trend line on here. So it is about 10 minutes or so, just over 10 minutes, I guess, before Trump's going to speak. So just be aware of the half hour on 11 or wherever you're at, maybe 11:30. Be aware of the time. That is if it starts on time or whatever's going on. A big sweep of what though, Melinda? At what level? This is the 1 hour chart. You know, we're what, 921? I'd like to see them sweep down here to the golden pivot right above that 4 hour zone. Golden pivot's at 702. Come down here and sweep this zone, this 4 hour zone. 200 points or a little better. Jake said something about popping 200 points. It'd be what, about 129? That would put it to this 4-hour zone right here. So 200 points one way or another from where we're sitting right now. I'm either shorting if it goes up 200 or I'm going long if it drops 200. But it's got to tag one of these 4-hour zones. 130 to 140 or 686 to 696 somewhere. I mean, I might take the golden pivot or something, you know, but you catch my drift. Somewhere up here, don't have to be exactly in that box. We'll see what happens when the news comes out. Here on the 1 hour, you can see if they could break through these two 4-hour zones here, then, you know, we'd be taking out structure on the 1 hour, which would be great. Although look at a kill zone indicator on the 1 hour up here, although it could hang out up here for a while. But the fact that it was up here and then bounced a little bit in this zone here for this leg is what this stretch is. Kind of makes me wonder. I forget, I gotta switch my days back lower. Every time I try to switch time frames, it freezes up for a second, or longer than usual. Oh, so you thinking down right here, Melinda, in this imbalance area? I mean, that's still a good drop. I guess it just depends on what kind of news it is. You got to think if the news comes out though and they put in a hard candle down and tag this zone, there might be a scalp opportunity in there for a bounce back up, but because of where we're sitting currently on the indicator down here, they put a hard candle down there, they could open the second one up and, you know, be a lot further. Jake must be riding the wave to the top side. I'm going to just sit on the sidelines and witness what you guys got going on. If you have any questions, throw them in chat. While I'm waiting for the news to come out, we can go over some things, or if there's anybody that's new on today that wants to join Discord or hasn't joined Discord, I'll throw a link into the chat box if you want to join Discord. There's the Discord link. If anybody is new on here, hadn't joined Discord and wants to join the Discord. $11:45. Now we got a little bit longer to go. I remember the days when we'd be waiting on news to come out and it'd be an hour or two later because something happened and it never started on time. Do we got Dave on the stream today? Dave S. Is he out there anywhere? I hadn't seen him say anything. Maybe he's not. Man, I should have played the first red candle there on the 1 minute on this one. I wasn't paying attention. Too many moving pieces over here. Trying to answer questions offline and online. I mean online. $25 or 200 points to the upside. You really think that him speaking is going to move the market much, or is it going to be one of them days where everybody's anticipating something and it don't really do anything? Or at least not what we thought it would. What's he going to be speaking about? Do you know? Is it the global, the war, whatever? I might just have to stay away from it completely. Okay. Well, only time can tell. Jake, do you still trade over there in the penny stock place we used to, or whatever that was? I'm not gonna say it online, but with Tiny Tim and them. Funny they got over here inside this little imbalance zone here, chopping around like that. That's funny. I hadn't heard from Jeff in quite a while. He reached out to me over the weekend. He said that he was getting some. He said that he was getting some spam from me. I said, "Well, I just found out the other day that's Jake. He's the one spamming that account." I didn't really tell him that. I should have. I wasn't thinking about it when I answered him. I would have said that. I guess he's still trading from when I have talked to him. What little we've talked in the last few months. No, you didn't just put that in chat. You better stop. All right, they're trying to break. Are they going to try to break to the upside here and get ready for something for that move to the upside? Don't look like it. Looks weak. He might Jeff might not be reactive. I don't know. He's part of the this Discord, FTE Discord. He might not be doing any futures or nothing. No, so I don't know. I don't know. Seems to be doing good though, from what he said. $25K, Jake says is key. Well, come on, Jake. That ain't 200 points to the upside. Are you saying if we get to 25, they're gonna take it another 200 points? I could see that happening, maybe. It wouldn't come as a shock to me or anything. Yeah, that's kind of what I thought you was talking about. I think because I had to look, give me just a second, but I think I have something drawn out up there in that what you're talking about. We'll look here in just a minute. I don't know if I got it drawn on the drawn. I said drawed. Sorry for that. Drawn. I don't know if I have it drawn on the MNQ chart, but I'm pretty sure I do on the NQ chart. Let's have a look here on this MNQ chart. We'll go to the 1 hour. So 25 is in this 4 hour zone up here, just below it. So right in here, and then we have a 4 hour zone. And see, yeah, that's what I was thinking. We have these other 4 hour zones up through there, but if we could put in a 200 point move, we're talking about a lot bigger structure right here in this 4 hour zone. But then we have our overhead trend line on the 4 hour. Actually, that might be the daily, that red line up there. So yeah, I mean, if we break this, I'd have to call it, we need to break, 25,020 maybe. I know that whole number is what should get us that push, but that don't mean we could just possibly sweep that 4 hour zone and they reject. We need to see how it's setting up. I can see that. Break 25, and with the right kind of news or whatever's going on, push into this trend line for rejection. We kind of need to make that move anyway to make the whole chart make sense, but because right now ain't much making sense about anything, but we could definitely get up here, even push through it. If we could take all the structure out right here, you know, we need to get back to 25.5 area, really, to start looking quite a bit better. For the bull side of things, anyway. Yeah, you like the 25-230 area? That puts us inside our imbalance zone up there. The bottom of our red imbalance zone is 243, so almost to that. I'm with you. I can see it. I might not trade it like you might trade it. I might not. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I need to see what happens. What's EM stand for? Emerging markets? Or hungry? Can't believe they're still hanging out in that little imbalance area that was there. Get rid of that. Oh, I knew that. Can't even believe I asked that. I'm hungry. Hungry. Well, put us a line here on this 1 minute. Probably ain't gonna mean much, but we'll do it anyway. I guess it could mean something because if it does want to grind up after the news, it could be a situation where it could be a pullback opportunity on the 1 minute trend line. We'll just see. It sounds like we're expecting maybe some type of moonshot move. Moonshot move. Hope everybody's got their moonshine ready. Well, what a morning it has been. This is looking a little bit better. I'm on a roll. Yeah. Cinnamon roll sounds pretty good right now. Could you tell I must be hungry? We're looking good though. I mean, on the chart here, on this 1 minute, I mean, it looks like it's trying to do something here. You know, we're above the 50. Well, let me look at a 5 minute chart. 5 minute chart don't look that great. You just had sushi? I ain't never heard of her. Who's that? The food. Oh, you're talking about the food sushi. My bad. You're too fancy. Us around here, we eat like fried bologna, beans, and water. We can't afford that fancy food. The flat hot dog style. Yep. I do that too. I probably should have started one of them one of those live channels in the Discord. I never did that when I started it. Posting pictures of all the meat that we're smoking on the smoker. All the shenanigans that we get into outside of trading. Nice. Got the tomahawks. We hadn't done much smoking any meat this past winter like we usually do. I think I did a little, but not like normal. Well, we only got a couple minutes here. He better be on time. We got about 1 minute. Yeah, about 1 minute. I want to see it. I want to see it happen. You know what? Should we put some orders on the chart for a move? Where we at? 942. Kind of got a double bottom down here. That'd be a little over 100 points from where it is if it come down. Oh, what to do? I don't know, man. We'll see. Well, here it is. It's 45. The ATR is around 10 or 11 on the 1 minute, and it is 45 after the hour. So let's see. Come on, let's see what you got. Must not even be on stage yet. How's everybody doing today? Like are we all green? Are we in the red? Do we need to trying to make up some losses anywhere? We just all sitting on the sideline waiting for the news to hit. Respecting that 1 minute trend line. Yeah, Melinda, there will be. There's always opportunity to possibly, you know, get some back, get all of it back. Just got to wait for the right opportunity to present itself. See if we get some really good trade set up somehow. Right now, nothing looks too promising right now. The 5 minute. They're stepping it down, Jake said. Well, that's moments like these. I just, I don't trust what I see on the chart. So I'm going to hang back and let it be whatever it wants to be for right now. Wow, the ATR's down to 6, 7 on the 1 minute. What is going on? Does everybody on the stream trade NQ or MNQ, or do y'all trade some other things? No, no, Kim, there ain't much to miss, is there? Swang says we in a holding pattern until Trump speaks. And he trades some ES. Jake's on the Nasdaq options. I'm loving it. Melinda said both. Kim's just sticking to MNQ. And Kim, what are you doing? You're passing some evals, it seems like, left and right, and you're using MNQ. What's your max position size you will use? And it, I mean, I'm sure it's more than most people will be trading on here, but here we got to move going. It's good to see. It's all about risk management. Is this the move down we was looking for? Come on, push it further down than that. Kim says 20 on MNQ. So when you do that, I'm assuming that maybe you're dollar cost averaging, or do you buy bulk, like 5 at a time, or do you buy 10, 2, or I'm imagining it matters by trade most of the time, probably. Oh, nice. I just got a snow alert. What in the world? Tornadoes last night, snow alerts on the next day. Why couldn't they send me a snow tornado? Kim uses ATM, 20 trailing on evals, 10 on 10 dollar cost average, and then on funded. On your trailing, Kim, do you on your ATM, I'm assuming that you probably say take 5 TP here, 5 there, scale out of those on the way your direction, or do you scale out bigger than that as well? like 10 and 10, or is it 5, 5, 5, 5, or now I know that you're one that lets some on the leaves some on the trade and lets it run. Okay, yeah. Beautiful. Nice, Kim. Got it going on. Oh, Kim, she passed her eval today. If y'all ain't Discord, Kim's part of the Discord. She's always in there, showing out. She's a really good trader. So 5 points on fun. Yeah, I like that. Nice. Ooh, past two Lucid accounts today. I hadn't never used none of theirs before. Where's Jake at? He told me to go long, and now it's going against me. Does my insurance cover this, Jake? They might pop this down real hard and then pop it up. Jake says it's high risk premium. I believe it. Man, the 1 and 2 kill zone indicators are drained off, and the 5-minute is sitting at the very top of the overbought zone. So this could push up per se, and the 1 and 2 get extended to the overbought, because the 5-minute, unless they keep it up there sideways chopping on the kill zone indicator, it needs to drain off a lot, like a whole lot. Conference starting now. Okay. Well, we'll see if we can find us some trades here. I'm gonna pull this trading view chart over just real quick, guys. Look at this 4-hour candle next to my 1 minute here, where we're trading at versus this whole candle's 146.7 points. Them wicks out of the top. Yeah, it's definitely been in some kind of pattern. So, you know, the bottom of this is around 833, 980 to the top. So say they want to slam it down. If they did want to slam this down, think about them trying to sweep the bottom of this 4-hour candle it's working on. Maybe. Just an idea. What I say, 833. That's going to put us down to, right, well, be trying to sweep this low right back here. Yeah, I doubt it. We'll see. I don't know about that. I don't think they're coming down there. Well, if you're listening to the conference on that high-speed contraption you got over there, you tell us buy now, sell now. I'm just kidding. Don't do that. And y'all don't be listening to me say that. Uh-oh, are we going to start moving here? The ATR's only bumped up 2 ticks. It's to 12. 13. We'll know when it really happened, because that 1 minute should look about like 50. 60. It's at 15 now. That's the opposite direction of the moon, in case anybody was wondering, unless you're watching it inverted right now. I'd like to see them come down here and sweep this low down here at this 835, 845 area. Excuse me. Let's draw us a little box down here. Let's say that they get a push down. You know what? If they try to sweep it though, say about 825 to about 835. Could maybe get behind the move, hard down move here for a pick me up and give me a ride out of the station down here. Looks like you got a little bit of an inverse backwards cup and handle right here. Inversed and backwards. Unless we get the handle over here and then a push down. Who knows? I'm just going to try and play it safe and say, you know what? Maybe I shouldn't place a trade period until I see a drastic move up or down. Thing is, if they came down to, say, they come down to the top of this box right here, just to the inside, that'll be a triple bottom on the day, pretty much, right here. Triple bottom, big W on the 1 minute. So if it were to crack there, it could get ugly, but they could bounce it if they bring it down there. If they can hold this in this area and drive us on down so the 5 minute can cool off, or are they just going to take it and turn it here? Because they could. Or they could at least bounce at the 50 for another leg down. ATR is around 16 on the one. See if they could keep this. If they could keep this going to the downside while these kill zones over here are down here and let this 5 minute get on down here and bleed a little bit, you know, they could come tag and put a triple bottom in right here on the 5 minute. And then that could be a key area for a bounce. Because once they push all the way down here, this should be exhausted down here. And maybe we get the turn there. Otherwise, they may turn it from right where we're at. We'll just have to see. But I'm looking for the option for them to drain this off. I'd rather get in down here if I can. Down there where we got the box on this chart right here. Ninja Trader chart. Yeah, I like that idea, Jake, for sure. The thing is we got that high time frame trend line down here too to the bottom side. You know, what if they wanted to sweep that low back here? Get all the way down here and tag that. There's that daggone blue line again. I can't never remember what it is. Prior open down here. 76776. I don't know. I don't know if they got it in it to push us down here. We'll see. It's a killer, man. Killer. It's the ATR is back down to 11. You know, and then so they filled this little imbalance here. So now we're going to take this box and turn this into our chop box. You know, something like that. So now they need to make a decision here. They got somewhat of a flagpole here in this chop here. He said M for murder. That's what it looks like, ain't it? You got to think, man. If they can come down here though, and they don't bounce, if they don't put in a triple bottom and bounce, I mean, we're looking at something around here. You know, I'm gonna have to say, yeah, probably about like that, 790 to 800. If they push through this low here, which would be ideal for where we're at, especially if there's news, because that could drive us down, tag this low back here, tag our daily trend line, and maybe get us a good bounce out of there. We'll see. All options on the table. Even though they're not moving price action down real far, they're allowing that 5-minute kill zone indicator to get more to the exhausted side. So we'll see. What a day. Hmm. Well, what do we do? Sit here and wait, I guess. You have any questions, throw them in chat. Or if you're new here and enjoy trading with the community, invite your friends. Come join the Discord. I feel like that we're not going to see the move as fast as we thought we would. Otherwise, it had done happened. It's a little after the whole hour now, so break above the 50 here, they might say, okay, this is going to be the move. We're going to drive it up. If you're here and you're on Facebook, I'd appreciate it if you go over and give me a like and a follow over there. And we're streaming over there. I don't think anybody's watching. I tried to check on it, although I put a message over there at the start to come to YouTube if you wanted to be live chat active, because I'm not going to be running both chats. Look at that. Act like they was going to try to make a leg up. Just a ricochet off the 50 EMA. What are we supposed to do with that? Bunch of chop. That ATR got up there for a second, like a little bit compared to what it is. I think I seen it at 17 at one point a little while ago. That was the highest I feel like I've seen it all day. Right now, this entire situation is a danger zone. Don't get chopped out in all this mess. You know, there's nothing for sure going on right here unless we break up here 9:30. We need to break this over here to think about, unless you're just scalping or something, which I wouldn't even be doing that, but you can. As long as you know what you're doing. That's all that matters. But, you know, we break 9:30 to the upside. Would have to break it hard, though, because there's another wick here. There's another wick right there that's really right up here somewhere, 935. It would have to break hard. Break hard, close up here around this candle, this red candle, maybe with a closed candle, and then push right through this break and take out that 4-hour zone. That's a lot to do considering we're in a bearish market. Man, it sure don't look like the news is going to help us do it. Yeah, Jake says it's no trade zone. Swang said it's a luckery. Well, that ain't what he really said, but, you know, uckery. Uck. I know I could probably go make something to eat. And if I did, that's probably when the whole move would happen. I'd come back and be like, wow, where'd them candles come from? I wish they'd give us something, one way or another. Move it or lose it. I guess if you're a high frequency trader, you could be shorting at the top of the chop zone right here and covering at the bottom and longing down here and covering up here and short, cover down here. A lot of little trades right there. What is that, 888 to 902? Well, you'd have to do a whole bunch of them to make it worth it. Especially on MNQ because the fees would eat you alive. Look at how well that 1 minute trend line's working. I hadn't seen Mario on here in a little while. Are you still with us, Mario? You green on the day? Yeah, well, I know it's not any fun sitting through this, but patience does pay. You just have to wait till whatever your trade plan is to let it form up and be ready to execute when it's time. Thanks for the words, Kim. I appreciate that. Yeah, I noticed I seen you post something in Discord about your alarm, which it's a great idea. I know me and you have had a number of conversations about cutoff times in the past when it comes to trading and other things we talk about, but proud of you for sticking to your guns on that. I know it can be hard to do. And I'm kind of in the same boat with you there. Not necessarily that I stopped trading at that time, but usually, well, even on the last 2 weeks of streaming, you know, I'm not doing a whole lot of trading towards the end of the stream anyway because of the way the market is. I'll get off and then I'll come back and try to watch Power Hour quite often. Yeah, I agree. It's easy to give it back between there's that window there where it just ain't worth it. Yeah, I got Bitcoin pulled up. I noticed it's been rising a little bit. All I had left with that was some Bitcoin Cash. Jake, I think we talked about that last week, but I got rid of that Bitcoin Cash, I think last week sometime or the week before that. Yeah, Kim, we'll be live tomorrow. Every day, 5 days a week. If I'm not, I'll be sure to post about it beforehand. And even if something comes up in the morning, you know, unexpected, I'll post about it that I won't be. Man, these crazy old chopping candles. As much as I'd hate to be done trading for now, I mean, I might be. I might have to wait and come back at Power Hour and have a look at some things. All right, Kim, you have a great day. And I'll see you tomorrow or in Discord later. Okay, the ATR is up to 18 now. I was going to say it was probably because Kim's getting off. Now the market's going to move. And, well, I remember back in the day, the reason it wouldn't be moving is because Jake was always short. And as soon as he'd get out of his short, it seemed like he'd do what we want to do. So, Jake, go on cover. That way this thing will move. Let's see here. Let's put us a little line here at the top. Put that one there. Grab us another one here. We're gonna box this thing in. See what it's gonna do. Wow. They got it tight in here, don't they? Which way do we go? Where do we go? I guess we got two options. We're either going downtown or we're going to the moon. Which one's it going to be? Dun, 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 dun. All right, so they've with all this chop right here that they're doing, they just now the 5-minute kill zone indicator is almost to 80 oversold. Now that it's exhausted to that point, the 1, 2, and 5 are all touching the 80 line almost on TradingView chart. I know it ain't on this one. This lags a little bit behind TradingView. They could get a fast spike down for a bounce maybe. Yeah, I think we got one more coming in too, Jake. That's what it looks like. I just hope that I'm not too early here getting in where these orders are at. Matter of fact, I might not even have that many up there. I'll try the bottom of the box with one. Oh, Melinda says VWAP's down at 625. That's a ways away. About 200 points from where my order is. Oh, come on. Don't be leaving me hanging out here. Train station down here. Be all by myself. Wouldn't be the first time I did all that waiting for a particular move and didn't get it. Oh, okay. That makes sense. That makes some more sense because mine would have been down in that area this morning on TradingView. Jake's calling for one more drop. Is it going to drop it like it's hot or is it just going to drop it cold? Which one's it going to be, Jake? Lukewarm? You can still roll it over on TradingView. All you gotta do is manually go in there and do it. Tap up there on the thing where it's supposed to be at, and well, I don't know for sure if the one for MNQ is different. Oh, you're on Ninja. You can roll it. Here, look. I hope you're watching. We're gonna walk through it. So right click on your screen. You're gonna pull up hold up, I might be walking you through the wrong way. Yeah. Right click on the screen, hit your instrument button there, and then come down to micros, and you should see it in that list. MNQ June 26. I hope you've seen that, Melinda. We can walk through it again if you want me to. Right click on the screen. Go to your instrument right here at the top. Scroll down to this list. Go to micros. Scroll down until you find it and click on it. I need to put out a, I'll do a video sometime on walking through some of this stuff. Oh, well, you do the same thing. Go to the instrument list, scroll down and go to futures instead of micros, and then come down here and click it right here. It's NQ June 26th. If that helped. But you can do it while you're trading. As long as you're not in anything, you got to close out if you're in a trade. But all right. All you see is 326. Jake's calling for a bounce maybe between the boxes is what I'm guessing he's saying down here between these two. Are you telling me that it's going to go down further? Let me close out of that. I'm still helping her out. So you don't see it, so you're going to right click on your chart, Melinda. You're going to go to nope, I'm sorry. If you are, go to your control center and go to tools, and then go to database management. Go to tools and then go to database management. And then when it pulls up, there will be a rollover futures instruments, and your NQ should be in a box there. Just hit rollover and it'll set you right up. Sorry about that, guys. I got too many things going. I was trying to explain that and watch everything else, and I was confusing myself. Jake said it, yes, to about bouncing in between the boxes. I don't know, Jake. Are they going to try to leg it up here? You think they got enough in it to push it on down? I don't know. I'm with you that if they even push it down here, I'm thinking psychologically they're going to bring it to the whole number and tap its trend line at 800. I mean, why wouldn't they? Or at least if they get in that area, one of them fast wicks, You talking about down here it's going to go red, Jake? When you say kills, I don't know if there's something else you got called that, or you're talking about this down here. You're welcome, Melinda. I hope that helped out. Hope you was able to get it where you needed to be. I mean, them kill zones looking rough on trading view like this. They're all down here. It was already rolled over red on the trading view one. There it is right there. If it stay. All right. Sounds good, Melinda. The 5 minute, I mean, man, makes me want to start building into a position right here. I'm not gonna lie. I'd probably be better suited to wait for some kind of structure to start building down here though, because this structure's ugly, especially with this wick. Really needed to be back up here for me to feel like maybe they actually want to push this. Maybe let the kill zone curl back up and at least get close to the 50-yard line there, maybe. I'd hate to get in inside this chop, and then they did decide to make us push back down here. I'd be so mad at myself. I need to get confirmation one way or another. Who else? Is there anybody out here waiting for this to set up? Looking for a long out of this area down here, maybe? Or did anybody catch this short out of this zone up here? Swang said he's looking for a short. The only one that I can see right now is them taking these lows out here. You know, which this could be a struggle. This is a triple bottom where it's at. That's why it's struggling here. It's a triple bottom. And they know that if they break this, then we're coming down. Barely wick down, swept the low, barely. That whole test is all this right here. Right on that 836 area. You know, I would have to think if they're going to take this low out and close below it pretty hard, that we would see the push at least to the psychological number 800. Yeah, I agree on that. That wick it's very bearish. And they're struggling right here. So the 1 and the 2 kill zone indicator, 1 and 2 minute on trading view is looking a lot better. And the 5 looks like it wants to curl. Looks like it. But they're going to have to prove it right here. Without the proof in the pudding right here, then it don't mean anything. They need to put in another big green candle. Big green candle needs to close above 870. Preferably 875. It needs to be a hard candle. Even harder than that if they want. You know, get it to 880. Get to this structure right here. Not just in the middle of this one and this one. But if we could get up here to the middle, that would be great too. I got about 20 seconds to do it. But with that this ain't gonna work if they keep pushing that down right there. That don't look good on the bull side at all. I swear. What in the world? They ain't got it. Maybe he just hadn't got to the good part of the speech yet. I mean, we got bearish flagpole, bearish flag building out right here. A complete recipe for them to break it to the upside and fake everybody out. Making everybody think this is gonna break this triple bottom, and everybody's anticipating a short here. Went out of nowhere, they just find their legs, and 3 green candles, we're back up here somewhere. Have to be ready at all times for them crazy moves like that. That's why you're gonna have to find confirmation on what it is we're gonna look at, and not just hold and hope or say, hey, I can get in here because surely it's gonna just go back up. Because that's not how you should trade. Or I'm going to short right here because the daily trend line's down here and psychological number 800. It's going to go down there. Surely it'll go down there. And then it keeps doing this mess for quite a while. You got to find confirmation somewhere. I guess I should take this box off right here, shouldn't I? Hold up, I can use this over here. Right about there. Guess I can take this trend line off. It looks like what they might be trying to set up right here possibly is a push into this box. Tag the 50 EMA right here is coming into the top side of this box. Maybe even sweep it. See, it's in line with this structure break almost. They come up here, tag it, maybe even sweep the 50, 885 area. But don't be surprised if they do that. They might reject to let it cool down a little bit on the 1 minute, so that the 5 minute can catch up. Because it looks like that they're trying to curl everything. See, that just now popped up like that because this lags behind trading views a little bit because they're not second for second and all that. So we get this push, this will need to cool off if it sweeps at 50, which will allow the 2 minute and the 5 minute to try to catch up. If they can get all 3 of them kill zone indicators lined up the right way, you could get a pretty big push to the upside. Melinda says he is speaking. Excuse me, guys. Excuse me. My goodness. Well, now I want a peanut butter and jelly. I seen you post you want a PB, but then you commented before I could say anything. I was reading an email from Apex. Maybe I can finally get my affiliate with them. Looks like they're cleaning house over ever since they rolled out the new front. Sounds like a bunch of people got in trouble, including affiliates. Nice. Uncrustables. Yeah, I like me some Uncrustables. I like almost everything anymore. Since I don't really eat chips anymore, one of my snacks that I'll have is I air fry pepperonis, like the pizza size pepperonis, quarter size or $half size or whatever, nice and crispy. And then I love eating summer sausage. And not too long ago, I was like, well, I wonder what that tastes like in air fryer. So I've been air frying that too. It tastes really good. Jake got long at the bottom of the box, ready for the push. Nice. We got up here. We need to break. Should have got long down here in our box. Tried to put in a triple bottom and look at the bounce out of there. 836 all the way up to 880 something. Oh, he said, come on. He needs 900. You might get it, but you know things ain't in a straight line. It looks like it might need to cool off before it gets there, but you probably get it. I can see it. Plenty of room for expansion on the 5 minutes, so the one might try to cool down for a minute. Hopefully just maybe a slight pullback, if that. Yeah, Jake, what box did you get in on? Hey, what's going on, Coach Fred? If you're new here, there's somebody in chat named Jake. He's the one that spams everybody. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. That's not real. I'm just messing with you. Coach, are you new here? Or are you from Discord? Man, I sure missed a good setup there, didn't I? Jake said he got in at 860. So he got in the bottom of this box area somewhere around here. 860, that's where the S1 pivot is, or R1 pivot, whatever's right there. Can't see it because of the candles. I appreciate that. Yeah. I seen Myth in here a couple weeks ago, I think. Well, we sure, man, I sure missed that trade right there, didn't I? You got your 900. You got it. That's so sickening right there. I had that order placed at the bottom side of that box. Oh, I didn't want to play the triple bottom in case they broke and come down the trend line. Oh, well. I'm going to be looking for first red candle on the 1 minute with over exhaustion on the kill zone indicator, probably first short play somewhere out of this area. Yeah, Coach, last I heard, I hadn't heard from Myth in a little while, but like I said, that was a couple weeks ago. He brought it to my attention. I said, yeah, I think it was supposed to be for this coming Thursday, but like I said, I hadn't heard from Myth in at least a week and a half, probably, I would think. But there was something going around about that. Yeah, I think maybe for an hour on Thursday. Be a great opportunity for me. So I'd be glad to come over there and hang out and go over some stuff or whatever they need me to do. I guess I need to move this trend line here. Here comes my red candle. See, they're going to make this candle too big, and then I'm not going to want to take the trade. I need this candle to get back up here and close. Now, see, danger zone. I might try to take it anyway. Melinda said she's waiting for a break above structure before she goes and gets her peanut butter sandwich. I'm not, Coach, I don't know who Husk is myself. I'm assuming it's another somebody on my Fun Futures TV. I know there's, it looks like a handful over there throughout the day. We're never going to live down that PB on chat, are we? Oh, okay. I'll look into that. I appreciate you telling me. That right there, that's exactly that. They put that first red candle in on that 1 minute. One of my favorite setups with that exhaustion there on the kill zone. But because of it coming down there and testing that 50 the way it did, was my main concern for not wanting to take that. I'm glad I stayed away from that. I'm going to take this trend line off here on the 1 minute. Jake said YOLO. Well, Melinda, it's because you don't want to make bad decisions when you're hangry. If you're hangry, you don't make good decisions. So you got to have that sandwich first. We make better decisions when we're not starving. That's what I'm going to tell them every time somebody asks. No, Jake, you just have to go over to the refrigerator and smack them Uncrustables out and let them unthaw. That freezer. Man, was this a trap up here? Mm-mm-mm. I'm not. I'm still going to sit on my hands. I might have to wait and come back power hour later on. Uh, that's funny. Melinda, that's a yoo-hoo, not a YOLO. Y'all crazy. Look, now Melinda wants her peanut butter and jelly sandwich with a yoo-hoo. Listen to Coach Fred. What in the world's going on in chat? Oh, man. Y'all gonna have me over here laughing. I ain't gonna be able to place no trades anyway. I guess I can take this in balance zone off here. Looks like they kind of filled it and blew through it. No, y'all are cracking me up. I'm trying to trade. Jake, did you get out of your trade at 900? Oh my gosh. Can't even deal with y'all today. Yeah, I can imagine. My dogs do like peanut butter. My wife gave them, we was eating some apples out here the other day. Apples with peanut butter. And then she gave the dogs like a slice of the apple. Each one of them. 4 dogs. Each got a slice. And I said, how you going to give that to them dogs and not give them any peanut butter on it? We're sitting here eating peanut butter with them apples. She's like, I didn't even think about it. Oh yeah, you should see me with the Great Dane in the shower, trying to get that dude cleaned up. And I got peanut butter smeared all down the tile in my bathroom. And they're so big I have half peanut butter on me by the time I'm done. Hey, that's probably a pretty good idea, but I'm a fly by night kind of guy. By the time I decide I'm gonna give them a bath, I ain't thinking about putting no peanut butter and freezing it. Once I decide to do it, I'm like, let's do it. Otherwise, I'm gonna have some spoons with peanut butter sitting in the freezer for a while. And you have to freeze the jar, Jake. Them Great Danes ain't eating no spoon, no tablespoon. They're gonna try and stick their face in the peanut butter jar. You're gonna have to get them a salad bowl and freeze it. All right, what we got going on up here? We made a pretty decent move here, and I missed every bit of it. Dun, dun, dun. Could we get back up here to these horizontal lines I drew up here earlier today? Coach, what do you Coach, if you're still on, what do you trade? You trade NQ and MNQ, or do you trade some other instrument? Yeah, I agree with that, Melinda. Have to get them outside and time the tree and get the pressure washer out. I'm just kidding. I love my Great Danes. Well, I love all my dogs. Love them more than I love most people. Old coach says he's trading mostly the Nasdaq. Been trading CL, the mini or the micro of crude. I just started looking at crude whenever this whole war thing started happening. I never even paid attention to it till last whenever it started going up. I traded a little bit, marked up the chart, and try to watch it, but I hadn't done much with it. You can make a decent little hit there pretty quick on crude. I know it moves real slow, but pays real well. I don't know if you guys are into doing the uh trading competitions and whatnot, but Ninja Trader's got one coming up again, and they just finished that one a couple weeks ago. They got another one starting next Monday for 7 days, I think, or 5 days. That if you are interested in doing that, even if you're just doing it to get the practice in, they give you an account, and ain't nothing out of your pocket. It's free, so you can get on there and practice. And that you can't trade whatever. You got to trade whatever instruments are part of the competition, and go from there. And I think on the last competition they had, I'm pretty sure that's when crude oil was messing around pretty good, because there were some guys on there killing it. No time to trade your accounts. Yeah, if you got plenty of them to trade, for sure, that makes sense to me. The one I did last time, I didn't. I think I traded it the first day or two, and then somebody was on chat with us on here and asked me about it. I said I hadn't even traded that account again. I was too busy trying to get through mine. So yeah, it makes sense. But if you don't have very many, you know, it's out there. Coach, do you normally watch the stream over at MFF all the time? I guess I need to be looking for a breakdown here, maybe. Oh, okay, I see. I appreciate you coming over here to hang out with us for a little while. Always love seeing new people. He said to the moon. Okay. Coach, no. I have once, but it was not like it was before I started really getting into doing anything else. I just happened to be on at the open of the market one night and was breaking down some structure stuff, and so I got on there to stream, and it's not out of the wheelhouse though, if that makes sense. I've thought about doing it, but then it just depends, you know. If I do, I might try to do it, Jake. If I do it, I might only do it starting out maybe a couple times a week or something, just to see how it goes. Especially since I'm streaming 5 days a week now at the New York Open. But yeah, it's definitely not out the window. I mean, it's something I have thought about. But you're saying there's is there a niche there for that or something? I don't. I don't. I don't watch a lot of other. I don't watch a lot of other people stream or nothing like that. So I don't know if there's some room there or not. I'm sorry, I'm getting jumbled up. I'm trying to look at too much and talk at the same time. Yeah, I'd appreciate any of the likes or shares, anything to help push it along on YouTube. Just a short few days ago, we finally hit 500 subs. I think it was the last day of February, and now here it is, 16 days later, and we're already at 542, I believe. So, you know, it's pushing harder the last 16 days than it has since I started. So that's a great thing. Okay, I got you. Yeah, I don't know. Had I started doing this a long time ago, I definitely would be, because I used to never sleep and was all the time trading. Like Jake, he still don't sleep, I don't think, but about any hour of the day or night, it seemed like I could get on and he'd be on as well. So, you know, I don't do it like that anymore, but I'll keep an open mind to it for sure. Jake and his pillow talk. I seen him say, we're going to start you want me to start a stream at night doing the evening session and call it late night with Indy? Don't think I won't do something like that. Although the pillow talk, that's kind of funny. Maybe it should be all one thing. Late night with Vindy / pillow talk. That's funny. Who's from Alabama? Not me. If that's what you're asking, no, I'm not from Alabama. I'm not Roll Tide. What's wrong with you, Coach? Are you from Alabama? Look at this. This is that move Jake was talking about earlier. What? Did he just now start talking? After an hour and a half or however long it's been? Craziness. Can't even trust it. I was about to buy this pullback if they could pull back to about 910. Oh, I don't know. I was just being silly. Ain't nothing wrong with Alabama to me. From Canada? Oh, Canada. You live in Canada now then, is what you're saying? I live in a vicinity of Alabama, I guess, kind of. So you hear a lot of Roll Tide talk around here and all that college stuff. Man, look, it pulled back to 910, 909, 908. I said I was going to buy there, and I didn't. Maybe I made a better choice by not buying right there. Sometimes it's like that, Melinda. Good job. I was kind of thinking they tried to make that big push. They was going to come back and test this wick right here. Something you normally see on a 1 minute chart. They start acting like this. They came back and tested it, swiped it a little bit, and then look at this. So maybe I should have took the trade at that break of structure retest is what that is right there. That's what them wicks. And you can see these on the daily if you pay attention to this. You get some crazy movement that's real fast. A lot of times, if there's a wick to the left of the chart, they'll come down and try to test it. So Coach said he's in Canada. Yeah, I don't know. I'm down here in about what they call the Bible Belt or Tornado Alley. I was telling them on here earlier. We was like 75, 80 degrees yesterday. Strong. Oh, it was pretty windy yesterday. Strong winds rolled in overnight. We're under tornado watches and warnings at like 9, 10, 11 o'clock last night. Wake up this morning, it was 32 and it was snowing. Well, it was flurrying. I don't consider that snow. Nice. Got a place in Florida. No, I'm not in Texas. I'm hoping to one day have a place. No, it's not really on my list. Not that I'm not to have a place in Florida, but once all these kids are gone, and if we can make it happen, we'll probably just hook up a pool behind camper or get an RV and just go wherever we want and trade from wherever we want. Hopefully. He said, I know. Yeah, you do know. But last week you said you was bringing me lunch. I didn't see you. I guess it would have took too long unless you was gonna bring that jet you got, Jake. Well, we thought maybe if we did do something like, because we've talked about Florida and like Orange Beach, but I didn't see the cat deal to pellet dial, man. I didn't see it. Find a place, a nice RV or camper place in Florida. We went and looked at a couple last time we was down that area. They have some really nice ones. You could put it down there, and then hurricane season rolls around, we hook up to the thing or drive it out of there and head back up somewhere where it ain't gonna hit, or have one or two, you know, not campers, but slip somewhere, you know, move it to one time and then move it somewhere else if you need to. Be a lot cheaper than maintenance on property. I can't get behind these moves. Yeah, what you said, that's kind of what we was thinking. Although we was looking, it's hard to buy a lot anywhere that we could find. All of them want you to rent the lot, you know what I mean? They don't, there was like one time I think I found a lot for sale in Florida, and they wanted so much money for that. So I'll move my box over here. It's seen the they're calling me out for Alabama and Texas. I must have some kind of southern drawl. Heard it my whole life. I can't tell that I have an accent. I think everybody else does. South Carolina has some. Used to live in South Carolina when I was little. Guys, I hate to get off here, but I think I'm gonna get off here so that I can go eat lunch. I don't think I done missed a couple opportunities on placing some trades. I'll just maybe come back and watch it in power hour and see what happens there. I appreciate everybody that showed up and showed out today. And I appreciate all the likes and thumbs ups to help the community out and push it along. We'll be back at it tomorrow morning, same time. And anybody new, there was a link to the Discord in the chat somewhere. If not, you can look it up on Discord. It's free to join. Come over and hang out. Check everything out. Everybody stay green today. Have a great trading day. And I'll see you on the next one. Yeah, thank y'all very much. Swang, Jake, Coach, Melinda, anybody else who's still on here? I'll definitely see you on the next one.